The Remakes of Roblox, Episode 2. It has been almost a year since the first episode at the time of writing this, if not already a year at the time this video is up. Over that time, I have had time to collect more games that I can confidently consider as Roblox remakes. I'm going to be formatting the scoring system a little differently this time around too. As before, it seemed a little confusing, especially with the touch-up scale, which I'm pretty sure even I messed up at one point. So now they will be rated on quality, based on how well polished the game is. Better quality does not equal to how close the remake is to its source material, as I consider FNAF 2 to be a very well-polished game, but clearly in different ways from its source material. Gameplay, which is replacing the fun scale, and will judge a game on how well it performs in terms of mechanics and gameplay elements, how much these systems are in direct correlation to the original game. And theme, which is how well a remake handles the theme of its inspiration, whether it be the environmental setting, graphics, or tone. Other than those changes to the scoring system, I think that's all the updates that have been made to the series since the first installment, and I'm excited to get back into this. If you haven't seen the first episode, I highly recommend watching it, as the beginning to that video provided a lot more context as to why I even wanted to make this series. But with all that out of the way, let's hit that intro. Our first game will be one Remy Does YT would have murdered me for if I didn't include. A relatively new game, but one that some of you might have nostalgia for, as this is, from what I've been told, an exact port of a lost mobile game. My goal for this game was clear: unlock this pistol, but for now, I guess I have to use this garbage rifle. You might think I was intimidated by all these people that were a higher level than me. I was not. I knew that my god-tier gaming skills could defeat them. The simplicity of the gameplay was clear right off the bat, and within no time, I was already picking it up and getting kills. It is definitely very mobile gamey. Now, I did do some research beforehand and looked up some videos prior to playing, just so I could make some better comparisons. From what I've seen so far, the team behind this slammed every nail on the head, and it will only get better and more accurate as future updates roll out. After learning some useful information, and me and this guy having mutual respect for each other, I'm pretty sure I became the needed kill for us to lose. Oh wait, no, we won. We in fact won. And I got my first level up. In fact, I got the most kills on my team. Nice. Loading into the next match, I thought the game had broken at first due to the lobby music still playing, but I guess the match music just bugs sometimes. It was here that I really started to dominate the competition though. I found my little cover spot and I was taking full advantage of it. The other team hated me, and I'm pretty sure my team did too, as I kept mostly stealing their kills. Kill assists don't really exist in this game. At first I thought I got the winning kill here, but I didn't. I did end up leveling up again though, and I tied with my teammate for the best player, but I got 8 coins more than him, so that means I'm the ultimate best. Every time it does that, I think I got booted back to the main menu. I used my same cover shooter strat as the last game to last for a decently long time. Just one more kill was needed to win the game, and I was so confident I'd get it. This guy had to be low, but so was I. I hadn't died thus far, so I went to take the winning shot and... oof. But hey, at least I died by honor. Knowing he was low, I was determined to get that victory kill, and I wanted a bit of revenge for ending my streak. Guys, I'm literally goated. I started to wonder if that bridge map was the only map in the game though, and after a while of waiting for the next match, I did indeed get my answer. I was pretty happy to see a change of scenery. I wasted no time becoming a menace to the other team. It was pretty obvious this match would be a quick and easy one, or so I thought. I tried picking up what looked like a Chinese ribbon, but couldn't, only for my teammate to take it anyways. They are apparently called screw caps, and they are a form of currency. I don't know why they look like that. After these two coordinated so well against me that they were almost certainly in a Discord call, the match was getting really close. I was actually unsure which side would win. The scoring kept becoming neck and neck, but we were sure to always stay a few steps ahead. We managed to pull through by the end of it though, and with that victory came a level up, which meant I finally have enough gems to purchase the pistol, being able to officially join Pistol Gang. I even gave it a level up to cement my attachment. On the next match, I unfortunately had to watch my teammate get shredded, only for me to follow suit. Not a great start. I got my first kill. 3 headshots. 3 headshots seemed to be all it took to bring someone down with the pistol. Little did I know that would be so much harder to achieve than it looked. At most, I could only get 2 before being shredded, but I would not be deterred. There was a reason the pistol had to be unlocked, and not just a starter weapon, and I was determined to harness the power of that reason, even if it meant losing. Which is exactly what happened. I'll admit, I wasn't the most useful, but I think it's cause my sensitivity was too high, and causing me to miss shots. I decided to take a break from TDM and try the 1v1 mode. At least in this next game, we got a new map. After killing each other at the same time, I decided I had enough with the sensitivity, and I tried turning it down to see if that improved things. I was then finally able to kill him, just barely managing to survive myself, but then he left, despite being in the lead. See you guys? My Pistol Gang aura was just too strong for him to even want to deal with, thus making me the winner. Okay, I saw the duel mode. Let's try another game of Team Deathmatch with my new pistol. Yeah, my main issue was just that 70% of my shots wouldn't land. Which, fine, say skill issue in the comments, I don't care. Two people dying at once is surprisingly common in this game. Oh, with that, I decided to end off on a high note. The grind seems to be pretty unforgiving, and I don't really feel like spending more time than necessary trying to unlock or upgrade the other weapons just to review the other aspects of this game. Since I never personally played the mobile game, all I have is Remy's words and YouTube videos to go off of. So what do I personally think of the game? For quality, it gets a 6.5. The quality of the game itself, while not bad, is quite simple. It seems both fitting for a mobile game and a Roblox game. And though I've been told it will go deeper with its shop and upgrades as more updates roll out, I've gotta rate it as it is now. I can't fully tell, but balancing may need some tweaking, and by God, the reward system definitely needs a buff. I can't picture myself playing this long term if I know everything that would keep me engaged is out of my price range, and I don't know how anyone could grind this game. For gameplay, it gets a 10. While yes, the gameplay is simple and the grind may make it more of a snooze fest the longer you play, it is, as far as I can tell, an exact match to the original in terms of maps, movement, guns, etc. And lastly, for theme, it gets a 9.5. Everything is a hit, but as far as I can tell, the original mobile game actually had better graphics than the Roblox version. Other than that, the music, the maps, the sci-fi cartoony tone, it's all there. So yeah, Call of Mini Roblox team, take this from an outsider, you're doing good work on bringing this lost game back. Do some tuning on the grinding to make it less tedious, and I might actually play this on my own. But for now, it gets a 26 out of 30. The next game will be Tunneler. Now, this game looks very pretty with high graphics, but yeah, so I'ma just stick to low graphics. My goals were simple. Either see the game's version of a century, or keep going until I get stuck on a puzzle. Oh, ignore that. That was from when I needed footage for the first episode. Shh. Does anyone remember that indie game Sentient? The beginning of this reminds me of that game.
Good morning. I'm Axel, your personal testing companion. I'm here to monitor you through the testing course so that your experience is fully recorded to be examined in the future. Before we start, it's important to understand that testing will be very dangerous, and I can't interfere with your testing experience to prevent any injuries or possible fatalities. Now that we've gotten the introduction out of the way, the testing will begin now.
Axel as our companion is serviceable. He's a little bit bland, like plain bread, but at least his jokes land better than the Minecraft movie, and his simple delivery on things can be a little endearing at times.
Welcome to Level 0.
Yes, Level 0. This first test should be very simple. You'll figure it out. I believe in you.
Welcome to Level 1.
Another test done. I'm sure you're very excited to finish them all. You'll love what we have for you afterwards.
I don't know what happened to my cube here, but thankfully the game doesn't let you get soft locked.
may have already noticed the Ecliptic Industries short-distance tunneling device. It's required to continue on to the next tasks. Most subjects may fear the Ecliptic tunneling device. However, it is completely safe, as long as you use it safely. I'll get back to you on that.
I like that his voice swaps between intercom and in person depending on your distance from him.
You did it! Tunnels can be really cool, but it's important that you understand the safety guidelines that come with it. I'll read them as we continue on to the rest of the test. Rule 1. You cannot place tunnels on metallic surfaces. Metals tend to repel tunnel technology. Rule 2. Not really a rule, but you shouldn't worry about falling from high altitudes. The weird things on your legs take up all the shock. Rule 3. Do not straighten your arms. The device has a big kickback when you fire, so you don't want to break any bones, or deal with injuries. Rule 4. Do not touch the barrel of the gun or stick any fingers or any limbs in it. Rule 5. Do not compare the Ecliptic tunneling device with the Aperture Science handheld portal device. They are different. Very different. Don't even think about it. Rule 6. These rules are important. Don't forget them. Rule 7. The device is not waterproof. Contact with water could cause a dangerous malfunction, opening a dimensional hole into a different time. This hasn't been scientifically proven, but it's safe to assume. Rule 8. Only point at what you want to shoot. Shooting humans has never been tested, so don't be the first one, or cause anyone to be the first one. We will not be held liable in those situations. Rule 9. Keep your finger off the trigger when you don't want to fire. In some cases, subjects inspect the gun, which could be very dangerous if you're looking down into the chamber of the device. Rule 10. Don't think about how the device works. Numerous subjects who have thought about it have... Just don't think about it. Isn't it weird though? Are you the same person coming in as the person coming out? Like, are you being built, or is there like a duplicate world somewhere and we just think it's the same world? It's really mind-boggling, huh? Makes you want to think about it. Right, Rule 11. Wait. Sorry, just give me a minute.
Welcome to level 2.
Throughout this playthrough, you guys are probably gonna see some A-class stupidity from me. That's something that I like about this game. If you're itching for more of those portal levels, this is a great unofficial substitute.
New level! Don't be intimidated by the size of the room. Velocity, or speed, is constant between two tunnels. For example, if your pencil happened to roll off your desk into a tunnel on the floor while your other tunnel was on a wall, it would fly out of it. Objects you may be carrying with the device will also retain their speed along with you. I should probably mention, if you're scared of heights, try not to hit yourself in the head from flailing your arms. Brain-dead subjects cannot test. We've tried it before.
I'm glad I was watching that, or I would have lost this cube and not been given another one.
Welcome to level 3.
Hooray! You completed this chamber without any guidance. According to numerous psychological studies, this indicates that you are one of 5 out of 6 humans who have cognitive and analytical skills.
I knew that
should
this
warn you,
room
as
looked pretty
beautiful
on
as
high
energy projectile
graphics,
may
so
look,
I just wanted to turn it
do
up
not
for a
reach out
moment to
touch
see,
it.
refresh my
Seriously,
brain on how good
will
it
kill
looks.
you.
God damn.
Maybe I should tell them to make these chambers harder. After all, you're practically flying straight through them.
I really thought this room had me stumped. I mean, I was here for a good while, but then once the solution revealed itself, I felt so stupid. From the way I was trying to do it, it seemed impossible. Hell, I think it was impossible. It was that simple. I was severely overthinking it.
You've been solving these chambers at a superior rate. That's a compliment. Anyways, to continue testing, you'll need to trade your tunneling device with a modified one in the middle of the room. Please, continue. Congratulations! This modified version of the device gives you the ability to place both tunnels. As fun, yet extremely deadly as this may be, please remember our motto. If your life is on the line, it's safety guideline time. That's not an official motto. I just made it up, but you get the idea.
Wow, I'm just now realizing, Axel was the first Rambly Raccoon before Rambly Raccoon.
Level 5.
Something else that I really like is the automated level entry voice. It reminds me of Otto from WALL-E. I wonder if that's the twist villain.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on these tests. Maybe you'll want to do the post-testing interview after all this?
Okay, you got me. That was a pretty funny little gag. If I was more perceptive, I probably could have even caught that out by the yellow tape. I have no idea what I did there, but I thought I got an achievement for it at the time. No, it was just an achievement for going high and/or fast.
Here's an interesting fact. I don't really have a reason to blink. The engineers kind of just added it so I can connect better with the test subjects. Also, mainly to discourage test subjects from shooting me with a tunneling device. Look out!
Welcome to level 6.
Welp, guys, I'll just spare you the details. Long story short, this is where I got stuck. I could not figure out how to get past this level, and as much as I'd like to see where the story goes and who the antagonist turns out to be, I've still got other games to check out. So enjoy watching me be stumped as I give the rating. For quality, it no doubt gets a 10. The polish of this game is phenomenal and rarely seen in the Roblox community. You can tell the team behind this loves the Portal series and was very passionate with this project. For gameplay, it gets a 10. While I do think falling through portals or tunnels while holding a cube is a bit jankier than Portal, that might just be a skill issue. The gameplay as a whole is perfect, and beyond good enough to give Portal lovers something to snack on since Valve won't make Portal 3. Though, I am noticing a lack in moving platforms, but maybe there's some in later levels. This game also has VR support, and a separate game based on using the tunnels for a PvP, sort of like a ROBLOX Splitgate. Maybe that could make it onto the series. But yeah, Homemade Meals is pretty goated. And for theme, it gets a 10. Everything from the atmosphere to the level design is spot on, and if you can have your graphics all the way up, you're basically playing Portal RTX. I never realized, even with your graphics down, it just looks like normal Portal. Hell, maybe even still slightly better than Portal. Even though it's not a one-to-one remake of Portal, you could basically call it one of those Portal mods that gives a whole new game to play. And if the community can appreciate those, then I think they can appreciate this. And the devs can appreciate that this game gets a perfect score of 30. The next game will be Galactic Battleground. It looks like we've joined mid-match, and after looking through the weapons, I decided to play Specialist since Star Wars weapons aren't the best for Pistol Gang. I can always count on Sniper Gang to have my back though, and sometimes we unite. I don't even get to join the match though before being subjected to a very meanie game over sequence, only then be subjected to a very dramatic intermission. I finally spawn in, and the camera was already not vibing with me. I don't think the camera movements, both first and third person, feel weighty enough, which can feel too much like the generic Roblox camera movement, which doesn't exactly work, or at least feel very satisfying for this type of gunplay. On top of all that, the movement isn't very satisfying either. Nothing in this game feels weighty, and I think that's the most detrimental part to its gameplay. There's no oomph to your shots. Movement is stiff with that classic Roblox feel. It's just all around not very innovative on its actual gameplay polish. And don't even get me started on how blocking blaster shots with a lightsaber feels. Speaking of which, I just got a power up to become Darth Vader, so that should at least be interesting, right? I'll just say right now, the only thing that made Vader decent to play was his Force Choke. It's basically a guaranteed kill. I don't know how anyone could play Luke without it. I didn't feel like a powerhouse that could menacingly walk towards the other team, swinging my lightsaber as I bounced shots back at them. I just held it up very diligently with basically zero feedback that I was blocking anything. My health also felt very small for the lack of power I have. I can't throw my saber, I can't force pull. This chase was very boring, and I just ended up finishing him off with my Force Choke once that finally recharged because I just couldn't be bothered to continue chasing him. I then realized that I basically had no other teammates to capture the points while I was distracting the enemies, and then had to go and do it all myself, as Darth Boredom. This guy with his minigun thought he could stop me, and honestly, I didn't really blame him. He got a little too cocky with his little jump pack though, and we had a pretty close call. I really should have just picked Boba Fett. After finally dying and respawning, I was honestly more excited to blast some holes into these guys. That is, until the game decided to offer me voice chat and it got me killed. Thanks, game. These guys with their rockets, dude. But I held strong. See? This is why I can vibe with Sniper Gang when Pistol Gang isn't an option. You guys are cool. After securing the objective all on my own, mind you, I had another chance with a power-up, this time learning my lesson and going with Mr. Fett. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. When coming up to the next point, I accidentally shot at my boss. Hey, I thought I was completely alone on the mission in my defense. We secured the point, and it started not looking good for the rebels. 30 minutes is a long time for the bad guys to secure the win. Jesus. After almost dying to a restricted area, I realized I had to shoot the generators. Whoops. Well, Fett was fun while he lasted. So, now all we had to do was destroy the generator, and, well, I have a sniper, and all it takes is shooting at it, so... If you can't see where I'm going with this, then I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna camp and shoot at it from afar, but not before taking out some easy pickings, just because I can. Yep, this is riveting gameplay. Seriously though, nothing else of interest happened during this match. We took down the generator, it had its awkward explosion moment, next match. This match was one that was more interesting for reasons. For one, I actually really like the map. It's not just Roblox terrain geometry, and I think it looks really nice. We're on the Rebels side this time, but the game mode is the same. I'm supposed to be using the same gun as Boba Fett, but it's obviously been significantly nerfed. I guess its strengths come from the man wielding it. I start getting chased by Darth Vader, which goes on for a comically long time. I tried killing this stormtrooper during my escape, and I could have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for your meddling force choke. So then I decided to combat Darth with something that would surely strike fear into his eyes: child support. Which was a very tough decision to make since I could have been Han and repped Pistol Gang. I was already wary of lightsaber users cause they suck, but Darth could just block my shots. I made quick work of my daddy, and after thinking I was securing this point, my teammate had to shoot at me to tell me to get moving to the next one. Whoops. Things were going pretty well. This map is small, so it seemed like we got this in the bag. That is, until I had the genius idea to force push this guy off the bridge, because the game decided to take away my lightsaber for it. I tried using what I thought was a heal, but it wasn't. I don't know what it did, but I kept trying to frantically get my saber back, but it was fruitless. Why do I keep trying with these damn saber characters? Saberless Luke is like me without my Desert Eagle, lost, confused, and helpless. I tried asking this guy for help, aka killing me, and despite me being useless in combat, I stalled him enough to not let him get the point. And that's basically it for this match. The rest can be summed up as my teammate and I kept killing this kid that couldn't play until a generator was blown up. So, what do I think of this game? Let's find out. For quality, it gets a 4. The map designs aren't bad, and I've seen others outside of the two shown here. It also does capture that Battlefront feel, but in a very simplistic way, and I'd argue on the worst side of the simplistic charm. The quality and polish of the combat is not polished at all, and could have been so much more. For the gameplay, it gets a 2. I just don't like it. The sabers suck, the shooting is bare minimal, and the game modes, at least the one I played, was not very engaging. What's most sad though is that I can just feel this game would be something special if the gunplay and sabers were tweaked to be more satisfying. The battles in Battlefront feel so grand and cinematic because blaster bullets cause sparks, lightsabers leave slashes, everything is flashy, but here it's just so bare bones. Give the sabers more animations, hell, give everything more animations. Have the sabers swing when projectiles are blocked, have it more visibly deflect at the enemy, let the guns have more weight and oomph to their blast and impact. Make the third and first person camera and movement more weighty and impactful. I'm not a game dev, I don't know how to describe it, but we've all played shooter games. We know how the movement and camera should feel. And for theme, it gets the highest score, ranking it at a 5.5. As I said before, it captured Battlefront, but in a very minimal and simple way. The best thing I have to say about it is the menu is decent and the maps are good. This game gets an 11.5. It's sad that this is the best Battlefront game on ROBLOX, but I sincerely hope the devs do more to polish it up. Let's move on to the next game.
Drop your weapons!
Our next game is Ready to Act. Spawning in, I know right away that I want to go full pistol, especially after watching those badass pistol-only videos for Ready or Not. It's just funny how I got mistaken which way I was meant to go. After being mocked by this door, I felt it was only right to kick it open, 'cause why not kick open the door to your own department? I thought all these rifles looked ugly and changed my Glock to a Beretta, because Glocks are just kinda basic. I finished customizing my loadout, and I had a quick feel for the guns before finally heading to the briefing room for my first mission.
Cool story, bro. 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 Cool story, bro.
My goal was simple: complete all the main missions.
Get down! Hands up, do it now! Get down, I want to see hands!
If there's one thing this game is bad at, is NPC recognition for when you're barking orders. You basically always have to be in the line of fire for them to comply.
Hands up, do it now.
I have no idea if I even had a chance at saving this man, but this arcadey music really kills the vibe.
Get on the ground now.
I'm down.
Entry team to talk, civilian cuffed and ready for trailers.
Understood, entry team. Proceed with caution.
Talk sounded like a middle schooler they let roleplay on the comms.
Get down on your knees. Get down on your knees. Get down, I want to see hands. Get down. Get on the ground now. Drop the gun.
Okay.
Honestly, I think that was my fault for flinching and shooting first. It's just really hard to tell what they will do in ROBLOX form. I got to learn this time that NPC placements aren't always the same, and the placement of this guy was very well played, though I'm not sure if his death was very justified.
Drop the gun. Put your hands up.
Okay, I'll get down.
Entry team to talk, civilian standing by for trailers.
Roger that. We'll take it from here.
I did everything right here. I got behind cover instead of instinctively shooting, but he decided to be dumb and try to fight back, leaving me no choice but to end him.
Down on your goddamn knees now. Get down. Get on the ground right now.
Entry team to talk, suspect standing by for trailers.
Understood, entry team. Keep up the good work.
Get on the ground now.
Do anything.
And with that, I won. A pretty simple mission to start off with, though looking back on my gameplay, I probably would have done stuff differently. I also forgot I was still meant to cuff the dead guys and bag their weapons. Whoops. Our next mission sees us taking on a convenience store, a classic.
Entry team to talk, civilian DOA.
Acknowledged, entry team. Proceed with caution.
I decide to go through the back as going through the front seems too obvious, and if they were lurking in the freezers at the back, they'd have a clear line of sight on me. It didn't take long for me to find the bad guys. My flashbang was actually a pretty big success, though for some reason one of them died. I have no idea why he died. Maybe the flashbang went off too close to him and it gave him a heart attack. But it was here that I realized I'm supposed to bag evidence, since that's what I accidentally did when trying to cuff this guy.
Entry team to talk, suspect killed.
Acknowledged.
Get down, I want to see hands. Get down. Put your hands up.
Don't shoot me!
Entry team at TOC, civilian DOA.
Roger that. We'll take it from here.
Entry team to TOC, civilian standing by for trailers.
Acknowledged, entry team. Proceed with caution.
Entry team at TOC, civilian DOA.
Acknowledged, entry team. Proceed with caution.
I was very confused. Based on the last mission, if all the bodies were dead, it should tell me I succeeded, and after securing all the remaining evidence, I started to think that the mission was bugged. I had no idea what else to do, so I figured maybe I could end or restart it by killing the captives, but it seemed as if they were replaced with sandbag dummies when I wasn't looking. I tried checking the phone for evidence. Nope. Then I walked outside, and that's when it hit me. The bathrooms. Of course. How could I forget? I knew there had to be a dude in one of these, and it had to be the gunmen since the mission hadn't ended yet, so I was prepared.
Get on the ground now!
I'll get down.
Entry team to TOC, civilian cuffed and ready for trailers.
Acknowledged, entry team.
It made a car door sound even though we rappelled down? Well, this was it. The big one. An active shooter in an office building. I decided to put on my laser since this guy needs to be put down at all cost, and I'll need a quicker, clearer shot. Oh God, the elevators. They haunt me. Man, for an active shooter response, I really fumbled, but it didn't
Put your
take long
hands
to
up.
find the guy. He practically handed himself over. After a semi-intense standoff, that was it. That was the mission. I could end it right here and now, but I still want to report stuff in. Gotta make this mission feel impactful somehow. I can tell the music wanted to be more intense for the active shooter, but it's just really awkward when the shooter is already dead. This sounds like some shit I'd listen to when playing classic Doom or Stick Fight. Just remove all the music from the game entirely. This asshole decided to die right in the doorway, so I couldn't get through, having to take the long way around. How inconsiderate of him. This guy really is a monster.
Get down on your knees!
Acknowledged, entry team. Proceed with caution.
TOC, civilian cuffed and ready for trailers.
Wow, so many dead, and I only saved like 2.
TOC, civilian DOA.
Down on your
For
goddamn
some
knees
reason, I
now.
wasn't allowed to bag this rifle. I guess this discarded gun used to kill all these people wasn't important enough.
Put your hands up!
Now, on to our final mission. And, God, I hate this one. We start off relatively simple, outside an apartment complex. Everything seems calm. No one seems to be immediately present. But then all hell breaks loose very quickly.
your goddamn knees, now! Get down! Put your hands up! Get down, I want to see hands! Get on the ground, now! Get on the ground, right now! Down on your knees, slowly!
So I knew now that they were camping at the top of the stairs. God damn Obi-Wan with his high ground.
Get down, I want to see hands! Drop the gun! Drop it! Down on your knees, slowly!
Well, that didn't work. Third time's the charm? Things immediately escalated slightly faster than average due to one guy deviating and being ground level, allowing him to spot me through the window.
Put your hands up! Drop it!
Okay!
Get on the ground, now!
Strangely on this one, there was a civilian ground level.
Hands up, do it now!
That itself caught me off guard, but what caught me even more off guard was that Obi-Wan stepped down from his high ground. The game had been taunting me in its loading screens to take it slow, as if I could go any slower. It's not like I'm rushing head first into the line of fire. Different events play out every time that make this annoying to try and calculate. Speaking of annoying, I was getting pretty frustrated by this point, and this guy immediately waking up from my flashbang before his discoordinated grunts had even finished playing, thus resulting in a quick death, was the final nail in the coffin, and I decided to call it. So, what did I think of my pistol-only run on discount Ready or Not? Well, for quality, it gets a 7. I can't tell if it's the most polished SWAT game on Roblox, but it definitely felt pretty down-to-earth in its realism, all things considered. And if you're gonna make a game based on Ready or Not, it needs to be handled with respect and care. For gameplay, I'll give it a 7.5. I do wonder what the game is like with friends, but as a solo player, the gameplay was alright. Having just come from Galactic Warfare, the gunplay was a breath of fresh air. The tools you have felt on par. The enemy NPCs could really use an upgrade though, and maybe do a little more with the active shooter level. And for theme, it gets a 6. While I'd love to rate it higher and bring it up to its 7 brethren, the addition of such inappropriate music knocks it down a point. As for the rest of the theme, the tone felt dark, the maps and lighting were good, and I'm sure even better on higher graphics. The blood looked good, and I think it overall sells the SWAT tactical shooter genre pretty decently. This game gets a 25 out of 30, just one below Call of Mini. Our next game is Q Clash, and I'm just gonna say it outright. I hate this game. I hate Overwatch, and this game is no better with its greed. They paywalled one of their heroes, the hero I was most excited to play, the only hero that reps Pistol Gang. If he didn't cost 3,000 gems, then maybe I could have set a goal to unlock him. But I couldn't even have imagined how unfun this game would be to play just for the simple goals of winning. So I guess I'll just go with the backup gang that's always got my back. Sniper Gang. Things seemed fine at first. That is, until the class I literally wanted to play starts shooting me from behind. There was no shot. Some kid spent mommy's money to rub it in my face that he gets to be a part of Pistol Gang, and that's not true Pistol Gang companionship.
Quit moving. This isn't the end.
I decided to change things up and try someone different. This class actually seemed like it could do some damage, if I could f***ing aim. This is another case of the game's sensitivity being too high for my own good. Yeah, this class seemed to be a keeper. For now.
They need to be stopped. They've taken the whole team out.
Trio has to confiscate your weapons.
The enemy is pushing the payload.
You really are not creating a good look for Sniper Gang.
The enemy is pushing the payload. They need that's something you don't see often, folks. A complete team wipe.
I have nothing to commentate. I think the gameplay speaks for itself.
Give that another go.
That's something you don't see often, folks. A complete team wipe. First round lost.
I decide to switch things up again and thought maybe if I swing a big sword I won't have to try and aim as much, and my shield will also be good against their damn sentry since I noticed they had one last round.
3, 2, 1, and they're off.
We held our ground.
Capture objective A.
My sacrifice will not be in vain. I did manage to kill their wait, never mind, he just immediately put up another. Yeah, no more sword. Back to the only class that can actually do shit.
Good on ya.
We were losing so bad that I had to wonder if the teams were imbalanced. They were not. Mine was just incompetent.
Capture.
Let's burn some rubber.
Turret right over there. Bombs away.
After I very bravely got rid of their sentry and actually started playing with some skills, things started to gradually look up for us. I was the only one on the point. Where the hell was the rest of my team?
The objective is being captured. Calling in an airstrike. Incoming.
I'm not giving up this shit.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Overtime!
I'm not giving up just yet.
Second round lost.
This game gets a 5, a 7, and an 8.5. Why so high on the final score? Cause they match Blizzard's greed to a T. It gets a 20.5. I'll gladly never come back to it again. And that was all 5 remake games for this episode. It really should not have taken a full year for the next installment in this series to come out, and hopefully it won't be as long for the third installment. I'm not sure if I'm as satisfied with this episode as the first, cause, I mean, the first was a masterpiece that can't be topped, but I'm also not sure what I could have done better, aside from pick better games, but this is what I had, so... But yeah, once again, if you have any suggestions on games you think I should look at for future installments of the series, feel free to leave them down in the comments. Have a good one, everybody.
They just wanna ride on the waving it on the rail. They just wanna ride on the waving it on the rail. They just wanna ride on the